It's June 6, 2007 still, and I am Sonic Sons. My next topic is snitching, or ratting, or whatever I like to call it. Inspired by this recent thing I've heard about, apparently in like the hip-hop slash rap slash gangster culture, there's a thing going around called Stop the Snitching, where you're supposed to not cooperate with the police on any crime. And there was even that one guy, I forget what it was, who said... Anderson Cooper was interviewing him, and he said that, like, even if a serial killer was living next door to him, like, you know, Anderson Cooper's like, would you call the cops? And he's like, I'd probably move, but I wouldn't tell the cops. That would violate my personal code of ethics. Like, oh, so you'd save your own skin, but you're perfectly fine with the rest of your neighbors getting ruthlessly slaughtered. The heck? What the heck? This goes into a general thing I've always heard. This idea of being a rat, a snitch, whatever, is a bad thing, and you know, you're somehow dishonorable, shall we say? I don't really understand that idea. You know, I mean, there are times in which I couldn't understand it. If the object of the snitch, so we say, the person who's done something wrong, is going to be punished more than they deserve, I can see how you'd hold off on snitching, right? Or if, you know, I don't know, some other horrible consequences are going to come of this, some innocent person is going to suffer in some way because you told the cops that a bad person is out there. I don't know. I can see that. But this type of thing is like this inherent distrust of the cops. This idea, like, not so much that the cops are flawed. Like, okay, the cops are flawed. Okay, there is, you know, biases and stuff, even in our legal system and everything. Yes, yes, yes. But apparently they're the most flawed thing possible in this idea. That they're like, you know... worse than serial killers. I mean, man, you know, people try to... A lot of these rap artists, that particular guy in John, because I don't want to blanket all rap artists, but let's take this guy, you know. He surely would call what he does art, and at the same time he is, like, advocating being a criminal? Advocating, like, not like a... I don't know, a freedom fighter of some sort, like, the law is bad and we have to make a better world. No, like, I'm gonna do what the freak I want, and, you know, if somebody commits murder, I'm not gonna do anything about it. Wow, that is the worst type of I don't know, of citizen, I guess. The kind who just utterly doesn't care about any crap that might happen to anybody. Or at least doesn't care, like, in the sense of calling the cops. Like, I suppose you'd take a personal vendetta, maybe. What the heck? You know. By and large, if there's a legitimate authority to tattle to, then you should tattle. You know? There's the Abu Ghraib thing. There's another example of that. The guy, you know, they were doing horrible things to all these prisoners. You know, look up the pictures if you don't know what I'm talking about. Abu Ghraib prison, to be precise. And they take these pictures, and this one guy finds these pictures, these horrible things they're doing, and sends them in, right? And there's a whole scandal, and these things get off all on the internet and stuff, and all those people get sent to jail and stuff. And then this guy, I wish I remember his name, but, you know, I saw an interview with him, and, you know, he just wanted to go home after this whole scandal broke out. Like, oh, no, I can understand that. I mean, every soldier wants to go home. So the army said, no, you can't do that. He said, why? I said, well, we've done a security assessment, and you would not survive. As in, everyone in his town hates him now. They all hate him. And I've seen interviews with people that just like, you know, it was horrible what he did, and he sent our boys to jail and stuff. I'm like, your boys did horrible things. Your boys acted inhumanely. You know what? In this particular case, I'm very proud of the snitch. You know, and I'm disgusted that that you would be so antagonistic to this guy. I guess I can empathize to a point because it's surely much easier to say, well, there's one guy that was messed up and all our other boys, they were fine people and they didn't deserve this. It's surely easier on you than to have to admit that so many of the guys from your town, of the soldiers, ended up doing these sick things. Like, the basic instinct is just to say, oh, well, that's nothing. Well, it's not something. It's not nothing, that is. I misspoke. It is not nothing. It is something. And you know, it's messed up that way. And then, like, a month later or something, the Pentagon ordered this directive prohibiting camera phones and cameras in general from most of our military bases and such. Which makes me scared. Hey, guys, there's abuses going on. You know what we should do? We should get more cameras. We should have pictures of everything, so that if more of this crap is happening in some other jail somewhere, we can find out about it. You know? But no, their idea is to take the cameras away, which makes me suspicious of what else might be happening. But that gets into a whole other topic. But basically, you know, if you have a legitimate authority, a fairly fair-minded authority to snitch to, you know what? That makes sense. Yeah, that's how we do justice. And it surely is hard if it's a friend of yours that's done something horribly wrong, or a family member. There's another thing. Story about a guy. I should find out all these names. A guy who had 2 sons, I think it was, raised them to be good boys, and then, like, 30 years later, he goes off and robs several banks, and they turned it in. And you know what? Yes. Because it's unconscionable. It's wrong to rob banks. Someone needs to stop you. You know? I like that irony of it almost, that his good deeds of the past, raising these kids to be moral people, helped to counteract his bad deeds in the future. You know? Like, he did this good thing, and then that stopped him from doing more bad things eventually. Anyway, snitching. There are fairly few cases where I wouldn't tell the cops about something. Mainly if it's just a completely overdone punishment that the person would be getting. But otherwise, yeah, I see no reason to stop the snitching. Thanks for watching.